Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. And today we'll be reacting to the most painful car accident deaths ever. This is a video by a talking hat. Excuse me. I saw one of his videos. I think it was how it feels to die on drugs or something like that. I saw somebody, a YouTuber I watch, react to it, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually kind of cool. Let's read that. But I wanted to react to it myself, to his channel, myself. So that's what we're going to be doing today, man. I'm not even going to do too much talking. Let's just get straight into the video.
The donut incident. 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 It was just another midday drive for this 28-year-old man in Ohio. The sky was clear.
Okay.
The roads were stretched out like any other time.
All right.
And for him, his morning had officially started. The only thing left for him to do was to get some breakfast.
Calm.
So he'd stop by a store to grab some donuts and coffee before taking off for work. And just like that, his morning was entirely complete. The man was sipping a coffee in one hand and biting a donut in the other.
Who's
For
holding
him,
the wheel?
Things really couldn't get any better than this, but somewhere between the first sip and the next bite, everything went sideways.
Oh, God.
Literally.
You know
Oh,
what would
no.
make this day better? Some music. Hey Siri, play some Diddy.
Now
Hey.
playing Demi Lovato.
What?
Why was that his first choice? Why was that his first choice of music? I ain't gonna lie, right? I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all, okay? I'm not gonna try and act like the nigga hasn't made some good songs, okay? But as a first choice, though, I don't know. You might gotta watch out for this guy, you know?
No. I said play Diddy. Like, Puff Daddy?
Now playing Yeet.
I'll just do it myself.
While eating his donut, it'd slip out of his hands and knock over his coffee.
Yikes.
In
Yikes.
panic to stop the spilling, he quickly reached for the beverage to steady it. And just like that, in a split second, his car veered left to the opposite lane of traffic. I forgot to mention that this was all occurring in the middle of the highway on an extremely busy Wednesday morning. And unfortunately, at
Yeesh.
50 to 60 miles per hour, that's all it takes. His vehicle cut across the lane and slammed head-on into two westbound cars, completely flattening one in the process. The impact was violent enough to leave three vehicles completely mangled and scatter their debris across the field of the road like an explosion. Witnesses said it was chaos. One driver was trapped inside their vehicle with crushed metal, pinning them in place, while first responders worked frantically to cut them free. As for the flattened car, it sat in the ditch with its airbags blown out, windshield shattered, and frame completely crushed. When paramedics arrived at the scene, they worked desperately to extract the victims from the wreckage. They would even try to bring out the body in the flattened vehicle, and to their sheer horror, the victim was still alive. The crews would immediately transfer both individuals to the University Hospital's Geauga Medical Center, while a third refused further treatment. To everyone's total shock, all the victims in this accident survived with no life-threatening injuries. The man responsible was quickly identified and questioned. His rambunctious craving for donuts and coffee on the highway had turned a quiet Ohio road into a disaster scene. Police instantly cited him on the spot. Sometimes it's not speed or weather or a drunk driver that causes the crash. Sometimes it can simply just be a donut, so don't drive while distracted. 35. Honestly, this one was a little too depressing, so I decided to take it out. Instead, for this incident, you can just look at this cute rabbit for a bit.
That kind of defeats the whole purpose of the video. It is adorable,
Beltran.
but
It was
okay.
the evening rush on February 3rd, 2015 in Valhalla, New York. Commuters boarded the Metro North train that was headed for the suburbs after a long day in Manhattan. At the
Hey man.
boarded the Metro North train that was headed for the suburbs after a long day.
Whoever this guy is on the train, he's got good taste, boy. He knows ball knowledge, you feel me? Come on now. What you know about them spooky, scary Sundays? How I know that? Just off the frame alone, with that Nutri-Grain bar in hand. Goated. Come on, bro.
Day in Manhattan. At the same time, a 49-year-old mother from Edgemont was behind the wheel of her Mercedes SUV. She just left work and was cutting through unfamiliar back roads due to an earlier accident on the highway. She approached the Commerce Street crossing, a dangerous grade-level track where warning lights flashed and gates descended. But instead of stopping, as you might have already guessed, her SUV ended up in the worst place possible, The tracks.
How?
Like any other normal person, you'd think that she would reverse her car out of harm's way.
Right. Right.
Well, you'd be wrong. Instead, she drove forward, accidentally stopping on the rails as the crossing gate came down behind her, pinning her vehicle into one place. She panicked quickly, trying to find an escape, but without a second to react, headlights pierced the dark. The Metro North train, carrying hundreds of passengers, slammed into her SUV with catastrophic force. The impact drove the 5,000-pound vehicle nearly 1,000 feet up the tracks before ripping it apart.
Damn!
But that's only the beginning of what made this situation so terrible. When the train impacted her car, the rails snapped off the ground and speared through her SUV, right into the train's passengers. These rails would shoot up from the floor and send fire and sparks exploding onto the passengers.
This nigga who had the Attack on Titan manga in his hand, he had it the worst. Straight legs gone, face fucked. Oh my god, this guy. Corey couldn't save you with that one, brother. Oh my days, both eyes. I don't know what happened to this dude. He looked like he might have escaped, but some third-degree burns or something. But the two people behind him, they not coming back. Damn.
The first carriage completely erupted into flames as metal debris tore through windows and seats like shrapnel.
Yeah, that'll
At the
happen.
rear of the train, riders only felt a slight bump. But up at the front, it was a pure nightmare. Smoke filled the cars, people screamed, and sections of rail shot through the cabin like burning javelins.
Whew.
People desperately clawed at jammed doors, but the heat was unbearable and too suffocating. The smell of burning seats, fuel, and flesh is all that survivors could remember when trying to escape. The scene was described as literal hell on a train. When the fire finally died down, 6 people were gone and 15 others were severely injured. The SUV was obliterated, and the train was left mangled and scarred by the flames. This remains the deadliest crash in Metro North Railroad's history, and the moral is as simple as it is brutal. When you're on the road, always be attentive and learn to react quickly.
My thing is, how did she end up stopping on the train tracks? Like, normally before those railways or rail gates close down for train tracks, the lights are blinking way ahead of time to let you know way ahead of time, yo, a train's coming. You might want to just like slow down, right? Or at least stop. Don't try to race past the tracks. How did she just end up stopping there? Was I not paying attention to the details in this story or what? Because that sounded completely unavoidable, and she might have just been, bad luck.
At the time, roads are actually pretty boring, and honestly, they don't really have crazy things like this happening all the time. But in the rare case you end up in a situation like this, be prepared and always act fast.
Naturally. Guillotine.
The stands were packed. Families, fans, and journalists gathered shoulder to shoulder, watching the 24 hours of Le Mans. Cars from Mercedes, Jaguar, and Ferrari screamed down the straightaways, pushing limits that the track itself had never been designed to handle. Then came lap 35. Mike Hawthorne darted toward the pits, braking hard in front of the Austin Healey driver. Macklin swerved to avoid him, but in doing so, he moved directly into the path of Pierre Levey, who was going at over 120 miles per hour. What happened next was unfortunately pure carnage. Levey's car struck Macklin's rear end and was launched into the air like a missile. The man's car literally started flying, and of course, it'd be aimed at nothing other than tightly packed crowds of bystanders enjoying their favorite cars racing on the track. The Mercedes would smash into the spectator in front of the grandstand, and on impact it would immediately disintegrate. The car's heaviest components like the engine block, suspension, and radiator tore free and hurled into the crowd with the force of artillery shells, obliterating dozens on impact. However, the worst part was the hood. It was sharp, silver, and launched out of the car the fastest, making it form a spin.
Yeah. That's looking like that freaking Transformer scene with freaking Optimus Prime when he just decapitated that mother. Yeah. This is that was probably a bloodbath. Oh my gosh.
Motion like a saw blade.
Yep.
The hood would fly into the crowd and sever the heads of multiple spectators watching in the stands.
Oof.
Survivors would later describe the scene as the hood decapitating tightly jammed spectators like a guillotine. By the time the smoke cleared, at least 82 people were gone, and hundreds more were injured.
82
This event would...
82 people, bro. Oh my god, that event they got sued out of their ass, bro. Oh my days. They got shut down too. Never to come back.
Later on become known as the 1955 Le Mans disaster, and it would remain the most catastrophic accident in racing history. A little fun fact about this event is that the organisers wouldn't allow the race to stop. They'd ensure that the drivers kept competing so that the venue didn't ensue into a mass panic and block medical responders from being able to enter in. This event would be so shocking to the world at the time that multiple countries across Europe banned motorsports altogether until safety standards could be improved. No matter how exciting or important something feels in the moment, it's never worth risking lives by ignoring safety. One bad decision can hurt not just you, but everyone around you. Don't speed, don't be distracted while driving, and always drive safely. With that being said, have a happy day.
I know good and well this nigga did not just throw a friggin' bunny eating a carrot on my screen after he just told me 82 people got decapitated by a friggin' spinning hood, bro. What are we talking about, bro? Oh my goodness. Rest in peace to all those people. Everybody in this video, realistically, golly, bro. But that was back in the 50s, so there wasn't really a whole lot of safety regulations in place, not like it is nowadays. Nowadays, you know, when you go to a car show, you're there, you're gonna have a good, you know for a fact you're gonna have a good time, boy. You get to see nice cars, you get people showing off their friggin' insane bills. It's a great time. It's a great time. I've yet to go one myself, but I will be going to one, and when I do, I will be making a vlog video on it. But that'll be it for this video, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.